Hi there, my name is Cupicate, and welcome back to Moon Clan in Clangen. So last time we had more kits born from our royal pair. We are up to 9 kits now from them, but some of them have already grown into adulthood and some have even earned their name already. By some, I think I mean 2, but that's all right. They're taking their time. And then we had something kind of devastating happen. So Sparrow Beam, formerly Sparrow Star, had decided to start a relationship with Emmy Tooth. Emmy Tooth has easily become one of my favorite characters in this clan because she's been here for quite a long time, and even though she came in already scarred up, having the peasant role, she fought for this clan. She was the most successful out of anyone, getting patrols done. She wanted to make sure her clan was fed and protected on the borders, always succeeding, and has been around close to the beginning, even though she joined, I believe, as a loner. So Sparrow Beam got with her, and they had little Gardenia Paw, or Gardenia Kit, I should say, who then became Paw under the mentor of Tangle Freckle as our first apprentice as a medicine cat. Unfortunately, while collecting herbs, they didn't react quickly enough to a snake that was lurking in the grass, and they died from the snake bite. So that was pretty hard, especially because I love Sparrow Beam and Emmy Tooth so much. It was hard to see that devastating blow. But the royal family is moving on. However, Tangle Freckle is still the only medicine cat, and our family is growing. And so at this point, we're going to have to kind of force it into happening, where there is an apprentice who takes on the healer role. So far, out of the first litter from our royal couple, Asterbark and Chirp Freckle were the first 2 to earn their names now as adults. However, Frosty Paw, Flower Paw, Lake Paw, and Finch Paw are all adults, but still have not earned their name. We also have Wet Paw, who was an abandoned cat after a loner could not take care of them. We also have 3 new royal cats: Comfrey Kit, Droplet Kit, and Junko Kit. I believe that's how you say that. I think somebody told me. Hopefully I listened. All of which are super cute. I love little Junko Kit. So adorable. But they're still small, so they haven't taken up their apprenticehood just yet. I'm hoping one of the 3 of them will take up being a medicine cat apprentice. So for now, we are just going to continue, as many of our cats are still quite sick. The ones who aren't really can't move up in rank anymore or don't desire to. So let's just let this pass on, the time pass on a little bit, and see what happens. Okay, so right off the bat, something interesting has occurred. The first patrol with Wet Paw and their mentor, they went out to patrol the borders a little bit, and they discovered Charred Whisker, who was a disgraced medicine cat from another royal clan. They don't want to talk about how they were disgraced, which Goose Star was a little hesitant to hear that they were unwilling to talk about, but their skill is not bad, and under Tangle Freckle's guidance, Charred Whisker could be a decent medicine cat. However, she's a bit arrogant. She hasn't really had the opportunity to show her arrogance yet, so we'll have to keep an eye on her and see how she acts when healing. But Goose Star is willing to give her a chance as a royal doctor. She claims that she was a royal doctor, and so he lets her have the role since there are more cats than what Tangle Freckle can handle. This is kind of a desperate attempt to get another medicine cat in here on Goose Star's part, but it is better than nothing. It's possible that he may ask her to step down once one of his sons or daughters take on the role of a medicine cat apprentice. But she is a young adult female with cobalt eyes, a rosette pelt, medium fur length. She's a fantastic teacher, but her experience isn't great. However, at least she has some. So it is something that we can kind of see how she does in the future. Okay, so nothing else interesting happened during patrol, so I moved on to Moon 65. So Goose Star calls the clan to a meeting and declares that Lake Paw is finally a warrior. They are now called Lake Dapple, which is such a cute name. But still, Frostpaw is not with a name. So this is really interesting that the firstborn has not been given a name. Now, it could be that Gustar is purposely holding off, wanting Frostpaw to get a little more experience than the others. But with these others excelling so much, he might have to look elsewhere to see who will take his place. And then Tempest Tooth unfortunately passed from a festering wound, probably from the lack of medicine cats despite the size of our clan, and we just didn't get Charred Whisker in here fast enough by the time the infection was truly septic. And so, even though this cat has not been in the clan very long, seeing any form of loss puts the clan at unease, and they all mourn Tempest Tooth, and taking them to the royal graveyard where they will be buried with all of the rest of the cats of Moon Clan. No matter how long or short their time was with them, they are still honored as a part of Moon Clan. Y'all, Clovertooth is old now. That's how long we've been playing. Clovertooth is old. No. It is the next moon, and Gustar proudly calls a clan meeting to honor Clovertooth's service to the clan. It is time they retire peacefully to the Elder's Den. So this is it for Clovertooth. So now we are going to have to go through our royal kits and determine who is going to start getting different roles. So before, Clovertooth was the royal trainer, I believe, or royal mentor, something like that. And so we're gonna have to give that role to one of the kids. Oh my gosh. And then Wheat Crawl gives Flowerpaw a friendly nudge when the leader calls the young cat's name. They watch with pride as Flowerpaw steps forward to receive their new name, Flowerberry, and are honored for their kindness. So although Chirp Freckle is kind of sick right now, Gustar decides, since she was the first to earn her name, or at least one of the first, Asterbark may have also been up there, but he decides to name her the Royal Mentor. He chooses Chirp Freckle over Asterbark because her sister is bloodthirsty, and she has shown signs of being a little intense, and so she's probably going to get another role that's just as important. But Chirp Freckle is going to make for a better teacher, especially because she is a great fighter. But I noticed something interesting. She is eavesdropping on Whisperpelt, so that's interesting. Whisperpelt might be talking about things she wants to do because she's still angry even though her brother is gone. So after taking a quick peek at the rules and some of the roles that nobles can receive, we are going to give Asterbark the rank Overseer. So this means that we're kind of splitting some of the roles of what Clovertooth had. Clovertooth, especially after becoming pretty much the only noble for a while, took on the responsibility of all and oversaw all of the duels and trials and such, coming up with them and setting them into place, having the help of the king and queen, of course. But now that we have enough cats, we can set a rank Overseer, and you do kind of have to be a little bloodthirsty to promote and especially demote, which is kind of like firing somebody, just softer. And so Asterbark is now going to be the rank Overseer. Also, despite Frostypaw not earning their name just yet, as per the rules, it does state that the firstborn is the crowned prince. He has that right, and therefore we're going to go ahead and list that in his history. But Gustar has every right to revoke that if he feels that Frostypaw is not up to par of what a king should be. And finally, on the 67th moon, Gustar stands above the clan and proclaims that Frostypaw shall now be known as Frosty Fern, honoring their integrity. So finally, Frosty Paw receives their name. Frosty Fern is really cute as well. And then Goose Star also announces that Finch Paw will now be Finch Stripe and celebrated for their fearlessness. Wow, so this is the first failure I've seen in a while because most of our cats are doing so well. Now, we have 3 cats on this, meaning that the patrol leader is the one that's going to have a mark against them. And so I'm going to have to take out my dice and put a 1 against Molefeather. All right, and I've been looking through the cats as we go along to see if there are any available for duels or even trying to move up from knighthood to nobles. We currently don't have any knights as far as I'm aware, which is kind of terrifying, but that's all right. We have a lot of nobles. It'll be okay. There aren't many cats that are well right now. There aren't many cats that aren't a part of the royal family in general. Our royal family is starting to take over, which is not good because we need cats outside the royal family in order to make new royals. So that's going to be interesting. But let's continue. We have a few ceremonies to get through. So Goose Star proudly calls a clan meeting with much to say, many announcements to make. He starts off by honoring Leon, who was a peasant that joined the clan much later. And even though it was so much later, he did well. And they honor their service and retire them to the Elder's Den. So Leon is now an elder. And then Goose Star sees how nervous Comfrey Paw is and whispers a quiet encouragement to them as they touch noses, promising to be a good mentor to them. So Comfrey Paw is actually going to be mentored by the king himself, which is pretty awesome. Droplet Paw touches noses with Wheat Crawl, the queen, and hopes they'll get to hunt first so they can make sure the clan is fed, which is very sweet. And then Wheat Crawl is filled with pride as they watch Junco Paw get their name. Now I'm gonna have to switch this because Chub is only a peasant and we now have a royal mentor, which is Chirp Freckle. So what we'll do is we'll go into our cat list real quick and we'll go to little Junco Paw, who's so cute, and we're gonna change the mentor to Chirp Freckle, which I think is gonna be great. Wow, that is so very brave. So in other news, Molefeather tossed a snake out of the camp before it could bite someone. After seeing how devastating snakes can be in killing cats and little Gardenia Paw being one of them, Molefeather makes sure the snake does not get a hold of anybody. Goose Star sees this and is impressed, and he decides, because of this bravery, that he is going to revoke that Molefeather can never have a duel again. He isn't going to make her a knight. She still has to earn that. But now she can duel and has the possibility rather than being barred from it forever. Whisperpelt, on the other hand, is not very happy about this news. Alright, so this hasn't happened in a bit, and I'm excited that it has. So Tangle Freckle has gone out on his own because Charred Whisker is very sick right now. And while he's out, he hears sounds. Very strange sounds. The sounds die away and then start up again in strange, unpredictable intervals. Investigating, Tangle Freckle suddenly finds himself nose to nose with a panting, bleeding queen, one desperately trying to keep their newborn litter quiet. Tangle Freckle brings the queen back to camp where the clan can assist. So Buzzard Mask has now joined the clan with her 2 kits, Chick Kit and Ridge Kit. Here is Buzzard Mask here, who is an adult female with copper eyes and a goatee coat and long fur. She's incredibly loyal and has quite a bit of experience. So she was an ostracized warrior, possibly because of her getting pregnant. Let's see what it says. No one really knows why, so no one actually knows why. And here is little Chick Kit, who is a male newborn with dark blue eyes, a bangle pelt, and short fur. And this little kit has the lonesome trait for right now. We also have Ridge Kit, another little male, so little brothers, a newborn with cobalt eyes, smoke pelt, and long fur. This one has the sweet trait. Another moon passes. We are at the 69th moon. Unfortunately, this moon was filled with tragedy. Lilith, who has been in the clan quite a long time after coming from a life of being a kitty pet, found her fate when she was on a peaceful stroll outside of camp and they were attacked and killed by a badger. At her age, she stood no chance against the creature, and they were found later on. The clan is very sad that Lilith will be gone after being such a sweet and loving part of the clan, even telling stories to some of the royal kits. Many of those older kits now mourn her and all her stories that will never be told again, but they are happy to know that she will be in Star Clan, waiting for them when they join much later on. Oh dear, this may actually be a bit serious. So the king and queen went out on a training trip with their apprentice Comfreypaw. And Comfreypaw got stuck in a bit of a rock slide, and it looks like they got battered and injured from that. They now have head damage. So other than a few injuries and just updates on health, nothing really interesting happens on the 70th moon. But our cats will still patrol despite it being leaf bare and the weather being a bit tough to traverse. They know they must still feed the clan. And now for the 71st moon, as the 70th moon was pretty just lame. Nothing really happened. So we have some ceremonies. Goostar has been following the progress of Wetpaw for moons and feels that it is finally time for them to get their warrior name. They are granted the name Wetstripe in honor of their friendliness. Oh, I love that. No. I legit did not think cats could die in training. I did not know that this could happen. So Comfreypaw unfortunately succumbed to the head damage they received on patrol the last moon. They simply did not make it. Goostar lays next to Comfreypaw's body, numb to the world around them. Goostar goes over the best of the moments they shared with Comfreypaw in their mind again and again until they're certain they'll remember Comfreypaw forever. So Goostar took this very, very hard, being the father of this small, innocent child, and takes responsibility for what happened to Comfreypaw. All of the siblings, older and younger, are devastated to see Comfreypaw placed into the ground next to all the rest of the clan. I hate to end it off on such a sad note, but that is all the time I have for this episode. I really hope y'all enjoyed it, as we are really just watching a clan thrive or fall depending on the circumstances that the game sets us with. It is kind of nice to step away from the darkness and just watch a clan, whether it thrives or doesn't, and just making stories as characters kind of pop up with their little personalities. I hope y'all are liking that. If you do, tickle and poke that like button, subscribe to join our family if you haven't already, and jingle the bell so you're notified of when I post more clangen videos. I love you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week for more of